Hi, this is Gordon Bates. I'm the Graphing of Photons photographer. I'm going to show you about the Nik Collection. Google owns the Nik Collection. It's a package of photo filters that you can use. I use it as a part of Photoshop. So I used the Nik software to edit this photo. Here's my basic editing. Just composited these together, the 7 different images composited together. And then by applying the Nik filters, I took it from this to that. So let's delete these layers, and we're going to go through the steps of using the Nik filters. If you don't already have the Nik filters, you can look for it by searching Nik, N-I-K, Collection, and click on the first one that you get. Download. I'm not going to do the download. It does say that they don't have plans to update the collection or add new features over time. I guess free is not enough money as a motivator to continue to update and upgrade. These are all the programs that you get when you download the Nik Collection. The ones that I use the most are, I use this, where are they at? Efex Pro and Viveza. These are the ones that I use the most. Okay, so let's do it. Let's go, if you get this installed, go ahead and install it, download, install the package. Let's start using it now. So I'm gonna Control-Alt-Shift-E to merge up these layers that are in this group called base. And this is where I can use the first one, the first Nik product called Viveza. I'm going to go ahead and do that. With this layer 2 selected, go into Filter, Nik Collection, and Viveza 2 is on the bottom. What I mainly use in this program, here's the navigator when you're in here, so you can move around what part of the image you're on. Another way to move around on the image is by using Command. You can zoom in, zoom out. So what happened to my little previewer? I don't know what happened here. Anyways. Let's do a little bit of, basically when I'm in Viveza, I do contrast, turn down the contrast, and I do structure. Okay, you can do this to your liking. You make it look a little bit absurd when you're in here, so that when you get back into Photoshop, you get this very extreme effect, and we're going to tone down the opacity on that layer. Another thing is, see how this layer 2 is the one that we made before we went into Viveza, and then now we actually have a third layer going on. So you can delete this layer 2, that's not needed anymore. Just keep stuff clean. Here's with, there's without, with, without, with. So zoom in so you can see kind of on a very detailed level what this is doing to the photos. Here's with, without, with, without. Let's tone it down a little bit. I usually tone it down just so you can see the effect. So go down to 0 opacity, and then just start adding it a little bit so you can start to see the effect that it has. So here's off, on, off, on. Alright? Off, on. Do another Control-Shift-Alt-E, and this time we're going to adjust the brightness of the smears and the brightness of the jerseys independently from each other. The way we can do that is by applying a black and white layer. If you hold Alt and bring your mouse in between this black and white and this layer 2, click there, it's going to apply this black and white only to layer 2, not all the stuff below it. For the blend mode for this layer, we're going to go to luminosity. And now the jerseys are some shade of red, right? So by adjusting the red slider, you're adjusting the stuff that has red in it. Since the smears are orange, they kind of have a little bit of red too. So what I want to do is I want to darken the jerseys, and I want to brighten the smears. You can really see a lot there, so there's not very much orange in these maroon jerseys. Not very much yellow in the maroon jerseys, so as I slide the yellow slider, keep your eyes on the maroon jersey. Not really having that much of an effect on the maroon jersey. And then again, remember, you're just going to reduce the opacity to where you can start to see the effect of what you just did. What is the effect of what we just did? Darken the jersey, brighten the yellow. Okay, and actually, it's looking pretty good. So do another command, sorry, I keep saying command because of Mac. Okay. Control-Shift-Alt-E. That merges up, and now we're going to do Color Efex Pro. Go into Filter, Nik Collection, Color Efex Pro. Here's all the different filters that we have. Thankfully, they're in alphabetical order. You can experiment with all these filters, but what I like most are Bleach Bypass and Detail Extractor. You can see Detail Extractor is already up. So, Detail Extractor. Okay, so you gotta just play with the sliders and see what you like. A cool way to get used to this is turn it all the way up, see what it does. Turn it all the way down, see what it does. Find what you like in the middle. And again, remember to get absurd, go absurd with this, and then you can, if you go absurd with this, you can tone it down later on by reducing the opacity of the layer in Photoshop. So I'm going to go with right about there. And in Color Efex Pro, you can actually, there are control points. See this little button here? If you do control points, you can change the opacity of what you just now did right here in Color Efex Pro. And I do like to do that in here when I'm about to do what I'm going to show you right now. If you want to add another filter, I'm going to add Bleach Bypass into this. So I'm going to do Detail Extractor and Bleach Bypass. If you add filter, it's very important to click Add Filter. Otherwise, you're just going to replace the Detail Extractor with Bleach Bypass. So add filter, and the filter is empty right now. The filter I'm going to add is Bleach Bypass. So there we go. Bleach Bypass takes a little bit of work. They all do. But you can adjust the saturation to make it more colory, more saturated. Okay, so I got the saturation up a little bit. I'm going to kind of brighten the image. before it starts to blow out. I'm looking at the cheeks, and before the cheeks start to blow out is when I pull it back. And local contrast. Okay, so it's really up to your taste how you want to tweak this. But for bleach bypass, here's the effect that it had. Here's without bleach bypass. There's with, there's without, there's with, there's without. Detail extractor, here's with, and there's without, without, with. Detail extractor, and now with both. Here's with only bleach bypass. So you click OK. I don't usually click this brush part. We can achieve the same kind of effect as what this brush part does by doing a mask in Photoshop and brushing out or in the places that we want the filter to be applied to. So you click OK, and this filter really takes a while to process and get it to affect the image. So we gotta just wait a little bit. In the meantime, I think I'll have some coffee here. Good coffee. Okay. As you can see, it's still saving lay image. It could be because it's doing this on like a pretty big layer. I can't even go in and see how big the layer is. Pretty big layer though, because 7 images that were not downsized at all, just put in there. Cool, there we go. And now remember again, you can delete this layer 3 at this point because it's no longer needed. We only did that to merge up so that you could do the color effects layer. Let's do without and with, and now we're going to do the opacity part. So bring the opacity all the way down to no opacity, 0 opacity right here. And you're going to watch your subjects, maybe zoom in a little bit. You're going to watch your subjects and you're going to start to, did I do opacity on Viveza? Yeah. So watch your subjects and start cranking it up just enough to where, start cranking it up just enough to where you start to see the effect. Like right there. So without, with, without, with. Tone it down a little bit. Without, with, without, with. There we go. So here was our base image without any of these Nik filters. Here's with the Nik filters. So I hope this was interesting for you. I hope it was informative, and hopefully you learned something. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.